north about the second stop of the Grand Prix Series. And why not? The world champion is here. Yevgeny Plushenko kicks off his official season after winning every major event he entered last year. The Russian hasn't lost a Grand Prix regular season event since 1998, an unprecedented streak that now stands at 11 consecutive victories. He's got the rabid skating fans north of the border pumped up. Like Plushenko, Sasha Cohen is the defending Grand Prix final champion, and she too will look to feed off the energetic Canadian crowd to remain undefeated this season. The native Californian who lives in Connecticut is the dominant force in ladies skating today. From the land of moose and the maple leaf, Skate Canada is next, eh? And we welcome you to the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating telecast presented by Olay. Skate Canada here in suburban Toronto. We are just about 15 miles or so outside of the downtown area in the city of Mississauga, a large city in its own right. About 600,000 people live here. It is the 6th largest city in all of Canada. And today inside the Hershey Center, we welcome you to the second of 6 events in the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating telecast presented by Olay. Skate Canada with the men and the ladies taking the ice for their free skates. Along with Dick Button and Susie Wynn, I'm Terry Gannon. Peggy Fleming joins us a little bit later in the afternoon when the ladies take the ice, but the men are up first. The second of 6 events in the Grand Prix Series. Remember, the top 6 in each discipline move on to the Grand Prix final on December 21st on ABC Sports and ESPN. The reigning world champ, he gets his season underway. He also won the Grand Prix final championship. Yevgeny Plushenko trying to win for the first time this season. However, he does have a knee injury. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. But he is the leader after the short program. It's Plushenko in first place with 81.25 points. Takeshi Honda of Japan, the world bronze medalist, in second, and Emmanuel Sandou of Canada, the Canadian hopes, resting on his shoulders in third. So a field that includes 3 of the top 4 skaters in the world last season is set to go here at Skate Canada. And we get things underway with one of the youngsters on the rise, the 20-year-old from Belgium, Kevin van der Perren, the 2002 World Junior Silver medalist.
Costume reflecting it's a tribute from the motion picture Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And he has some wonderful steady triple jumps. Look at this right here. Triple Lutz, triple toe loop. Beauty, beauty. This combination, first a triple Salchow, triple toe, triple loop. Very, very good. We haven't seen that kind of success in jump in this competition so far.
That's a combination that he hit at the World Championships last season. The first man ever to do a triple, triple, triple at Worlds. Of course, Plushenko did a quad triple, triple.
Very, very good. Triple flip jump. Flying open axel sit spin.
Van der Perren, as we said, is from Belgium, the 4-time Belgian national champion. He won not only the silver medal at Junior Worlds last season, but the 2002 Junior Grand Prix final silver medalist. That's who we're watching right now, and he now lives in the U.S. He trains in Newington, Connecticut.
jump. What I like about him is he has very smooth and steady skating. He doesn't pump up and down, and it's non-excessive choreography by the ubiquitous Morozov, Nikolai Morozov, the Russian choreographer who seems to be everywhere these days. I make the compliment simple. That's not a criticism.
One thing he does not have as of yet is a triple axel. Kind of lost that last year because he's been dealing with a knee injury, much like Evgeny Plushenko. He needs surgery, but thinks it would take too long to recover. His is different than Plushenko's. He says it might take 7 months to recover after surgery, so he's skating through it.
Footwork, doesn't seem to have a lot of speed. But good step movements in both directions.
The performance of his career, and look at the crowd here in the Hershey Center.
I think that's because there was just a steady growth of triple jumps that were complete and secure. And the rest of the program, not complicated, but very good and very good quality. Good stroking, good jumping, good spinning, straight, honest skating. I like that.
Kevin van der Perren from Belgium.
What marks this program is steady skating. Look at this first combination. A triple Lutz right up into a triple toe loop. Easy, clean, no fuss and feathers about it. And in this combination, wow, look at it. First a triple Salchow, a triple toe loop, and a triple loop. That's a tough move to pull at the end, and he did it very, very securely.
And there's a look at the judges for you. We saw the new scoring system in Reading at Skate America. We will only see it throughout the Grand Prix series. There is a technical specialist, remember, who calls out the element as it happens for every one of the judges. They then judge it. They can add up to 3 points if it's very good and subtract 3 points. It's all done with a touchscreen system. Still 2 sets of marks, though. Technical elements and the highest total there. When you add up all the base values and the points from the judges, that's your number. And then the program components, the old presentation mark, split up into 5 different categories and judged on a scale of 1 to 10. Highest number wins. That's the simplest part of this system. Now, he was all the way down in 11th place after the short program. There's Shailene Bourne, the world champion, one of his coaches, along with his choreographer Nikolai Morozov, who Dick mentioned earlier. But the first set now, 62-19 to go along with 70, a flat 70 for program components. So 132.19 for his free skate and a total of 183.51. And that's the standard and set by Kevin van der Perren. And hi again, everyone. Terry Gannon here with you. The men's event underway here at Skate Canada. A little bit later, don't forget, the ladies take the ice, and Sasha Cohen trying to win for the 2nd straight time in the Grand Prix Series this early in the season. We'll also have a tribute to one of the best ever, Alexei Yagudin, the reigning Olympic champion. He's stepping away from eligible skating, been dealing with a hip injury over the past year or so, and we'll have a tribute to him later in the show. But Dick, let's talk about the men now, and especially Yevgeny Plushenko, the reigning world champ. He's won 11 straight regular season Grand Prix events. However, he needs knee surgery. He's not getting it right now. He's continuing to skate.
Well, he's got a torn meniscus. Now, look, that can either be a minor situation or it can be a major situation. But look at the schedule that he's got planned. I mean, he's got 8 competitions still coming up, stretching out over a 5-month competitive season. That's a long time, particularly when you think that the number of short programs, long programs, warm-ups, practices, the number of times you do not only quadruple jumps, but triples and toes and doubles and flying spins, and that Denise Bielman spin that he does that could stretch the heart out of a rubber band. I mean, give me a break. The doctors want him to have surgery, but he says no way. And why wouldn't he? I mean, he's a young man. He's traveling around the world on a weekly basis. He's making a pot of money. All the girls love him, and he's at the top of his field. I don't blame him. Oh, for being 20 once again.
Sounds pretty good to me. Right now, the standings after one event in the Grand Prix series, it was Michael Weiss who won the gold medal at Skate America. He picked up 12 points. Takeshi Honda came in second, but it was his non-scoring event. So Min Zheng is in second place ahead of Andrei Blashenko. When we come back to Skate Canada, it is the 2-time world bronze medalist from Japan, Takeshi Honda. Better than 3 points behind the current leader, Plushenko. He'll skate next at Skate Canada.
Outside of Toronto, Terry Gannon back with Dick Button as the defending champion takes the ice. Takeshi Honda, the 22-year-old from Fukushima, Japan, who lives and trains about an hour from here in Barrie, Ontario. Reigning world bronze medalist. And Dick Honda with a great opportunity, just in second place behind Plushenko after the short program. 77.54 his total so far.
Well, if he can start off well with this quadruple toe planned. And he didn't, so that kind of puts the kibosh on this. He's had an improvement in style and arm movements lately, but this consistency just is not showing. This combination, either a triple or a quad Salchow. Triple.
He's less than 4 points behind Plushenko. But the mistakes won't help.
Triple axel into a double toe.
Takeshi won the silver medal at Skate America right behind Michael Weiss of the U.S., but that was his non-scoring event, so he didn't earn any points. See him here, and then later in the season at NHK Trophy in Japan.
Another quad. It was, but he skidded out on the landing edge, obviously. Lutz. Good jump, but it almost looked to me as though the outside edge went to an inside. The proverbial Lutz rather than Lutz.
What percentage of Lutzes do you think are actually Flutzes these days?
I don't know. I haven't counted them up. Too many.
Well, get to work, Mr. Button.
Too many.
What have you been doing?
Beautiful triple loop. What I particularly liked about that was the reverse edge going into it, the reverse curve turning into the curve of the loop, and I think that is what helps him with the steadiness of that jump.
Wow.
There are an awful lot of arm movements, but they just seem to be sort of laid on. They're not coming out of the body. They don't have the whole body build into them to have them mean something. Straight line footwork. Combination spin. Look at the quality of this spin now. Sit spin, back camel, kind of out of balance, and a back scratch spin.
Can't seem to put two programs together at Skate America. He had the awful short program and a great free skate. The other way around here.
He's a wonderful athlete. He has really great ability. He's not opening up out and up into the air, and he's missing so many of these bloody triples that it just doesn't make sense.
Takeshi Honda.
If you're going to make an impression, it starts at the very beginning. This quad toe up into the air, good revolution, begins to lean out right towards the end, can't even make it at the bottom, and no soap on that one. Now this one right here, watch again. Turning edge, the stretch, and see what happens again. Tight legs, but the foot collapses on the landing. There's no checking. And a second great mistake.
Program component factor score is 77.40.
So the total to beat 183.51 of Kevin Vanderparent. We'll see now. Technical elements 52.84, 77.40 for program components, a 130.24 for the free skate, and overall that's enough. 207.78. So Takeshi Honda of Japan takes the lead. Canada, Emmanuel Sandu, who is from Richmond Hills, Ontario, has had terrific starts in the short program and then fallen apart in the free skates. Had golden opportunities to win this event. We'll see if he can come through this time. He is currently in third place with a score of 72.14. The 2003 Canadian champion.
Skaters of all, whose problems come in the triple and quadruple jumps. Let's hope that this quadruple toe will make it. And it was a single toe loop. Well, whether it was a double or not, or a single is immaterial. He certainly didn't do a quad, and he won't get much record for that. Triple axel, triple toe, double loop. And there comes in, you know, I mean, it's just sort of unfortunate that this fellow, who is one of the finest stylists, one of the finest edgers in the business, I mean, with the most extraordinary positions, cannot complete these triple and quadruple jumps. Double Lutz.
Sandhu started out as a dancer, began skating at the age of 9 because his mom said every Canadian should learn how to skate. Makes sense to me. Up until the time he won the Canadian Junior Nationals in 1997, he had more ballet training than skating. A student at the National Ballet School in Toronto, right down the road from here, for 8 years.
You can see his understanding of that training. Double Salchow. Triple axel. One foot skating into the next back inside loop. Requirements in this competition are elements called moves in the field. Mini spread eagles, spirals, covering the ice, edging, changes of edge, changes of direction.
Boy, he had the crowd going too for the first time since Kevin Vanderparen was on the ice. Had that great ovation. But the fall was the silencer.
I'll tell you, in addition, I don't think this program comes anywhere near to what the effectiveness of the short program was. Combination spin. There's flashes of his brilliance showing here. Oh. Well, so much for raving about him at other times. I mean, this just was, again, a minor reflection of what he can really do.
Another missed opportunity here at Skate Canada for one of their own, Emmanuel Sandhu. Coming up next, the overall favorite, the top skater in the world, Yevgeny Plushenko. The leader after the short program skates right after this message and a word from our ABC stations. You're watching ABC Sports Championship Television.
Coverage of Skate Canada continues.
Skate Canada rolls along. Don't forget Sasha Cohen and the ladies taking the ice a little bit later here in Mississauga for their free skate. Cohen leads after the short program. But it's the men's free skate continuing right now with the headliner, Yevgeny Plushenko, the reigning world champion, but he is not 100%. He needs an operation on his knee, but right now he's holding off on that.
I came back to Russia. I came to doctor, and he said, this is meniscus. Is correct, meniscus? Meniscus. I said, what we should do? Because my season just started, and I should skate. He said, maybe better if you do the operation. I said, I can't, and my doctor said to me, just start easy skate, and if you feel like you can skate, skate. But after the end of the season, we will go to the make operation.
Takeshi Honda, Emmanuel Sandhu, Kevin Vanderparen. The upset so far here. He's in third place. But Yevgeny Plushenko certainly taking a chance by not getting the surgery right now. However, if he feels okay to skate, I think he kind of feels like, why not go through the season? I'll get it done after the season, as you heard him say. But you just hope that the knee doesn't take a pounding throughout the year. The leader after the short program with 81.25 points.
The music, a tribute to Vaslav Nijinsky, the great dancer from the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo. And this is his combination opening first, equipped quad toe, deep landing. He elected not to do the rest of it.
This is his Grand Prix debut, but this is a non-scoring event for Plushenko. We'll see him at Trophy La Ligue in Paris and in his home country at Cup of Russia.
By the way, the marks for Emmanuel Sandhu of Canada. His score for the free skate, 123.62. His overall score, 195.76. So Sandhu is currently in second place.
Triple axel.
Dick, you watch him, you just wonder what he could do if he were healthy.
These are, I mean, beautifully consistent moves. Combination spin, catching into a Bielman. You know, Plushenko announced this as a tribute to the great early 20th century dancer Vyacheslav Nijinsky, probably because both he and Nijinsky are Russian, probably because both are great jumpers, and probably because Nijinsky was a sensuous, sensitive, dramatic dancer, and I think Plushenko visualizes himself the same way. However, the program misses. If Nijinsky saw it, he might turn over in his grave. I have the feeling Plushenko will improve it a lot in the future.
Having said that, even on one leg, basically right now, there's no one in the world without Alexei Yagudin around these days. There's no one who can really challenge Yevgeny Plushenko, it seems.
It's marvelous that he can complete those jumps and be so consistent with them. That's called being rock solid, and that's great. None of the other men have anywhere near that. Now, this step into a quad brought beautiful turning revolution, but a low landing, and that kept him from completing the multiple jump combination that he had planned. With this axel, look at him here, step up into it, double, really wonderfully turned, triple turns, and that it was just magnificent, the straightness of the leg.
Well, we're going to miss Alexei Yagudin for many reasons, one of which is he's the guy pushing Plushenko all the time. Don't forget, we'll have that tribute to Alexei, who's moving on from eligible skating later on in the show. Here are the marks now. 67.40 for technical elements. You've got program component score that is 85 even, and then 152.40. Certainly the best that we have seen for the free skate, and overall by far the best grand total. 233.65 for Yevgeny Plushenko, who is on his way to winning Skate Canada. He has the lead right now. So it comes down to the final skater, and he's from Canada. The crowd will be going wild when Jeffrey Buttle takes the ice with a chance to medal next. From 11th, and the Belgian skater bringing them all out of their seats here in the Hershey Center, and then Yevgeny Plushenko didn't disappoint. Maybe not at the top of his game because of the knee, but certainly good enough to lead at this point.
Our final competitor representing Canada, Jeffrey Buttle.
Van der Peren's free skate was so good it was judged second best, right behind Plushenko. But he's in fourth behind Plushenko, Honda, and Sandu as the final skater takes the ice, and he's from Canada. Jeffrey Buttle, the 21-year-old who trains in Barrie. About an hour from here, along with Takeshi Honda. He's there as well. But here's the 2003 Canadian silver medalist. Opportunity for Buttle. He's in fourth place after the short program. Total of 67.95. He's not going to catch Plushenko, who's got 233.65, but he certainly can medal here.
Way over leaning, much too close to the barriers. Even get that up and complete it well. And of course, there was no two-jump combination, which was planned. Again, watch the forward edge, and that way over he leaned. The difficulty of that jump, but he was able to salvage it.
Jeffrey Buttle having a much better start to this season than he did last year. He came in 7th at this event, which was in Quebec City last year. Went on to place 5th at the NHK Trophy. Disappointing 15th at the World Championships.
Beautiful sliding moves into that triple Salchow. Low moves.
As we've seen, you can certainly come from behind with this new scoring system. Kevin Vanderparen was in 11th after the short program. He's currently in 4th. And so Buttle looking at Takeshi Honda in that second spot right now with a mark of 2:07.78. You can see him there.
You can see some interesting element here is that he's been taking his time. He started with a lesser move, not the most difficult one. And it's been a much calmer and more secure program overall. This is the straight line footwork. Oh, look at that. He caught his foot right into the ice, but it didn't seem to affect or upset the movement and the speed and the jazz of this straight line step. Oh, a triple Lutz. Just the falling out of that edge, that's going to, you know, he needs the pizzazz of this to hold or even extend his position. Hamill spins in different directions. First to the left, this one, first one to the right, this one to the left. Well, enough good stuff and enough popularity there to bring this audience to its feet. Good to see.
So the Canadian kind of stealing the show here. Look at all the Canadian flags and fans on their feet here in the Hershey Center. Great way to end what, except for Yevgeny Plushenko's performance, has been a fairly flat men's free skate here, but Jeffrey Buttle saving it. Vanderparen was terrific to start off early on, so some good moments to this event at Skate Canada. Jeffrey Buttle bringing down the house.
There was a lot of good moves in this competition and jumps that were really spiffy. Look at this triple axel, very nice, and he stepped right up into a double toe. That was good. Now on this quadruple, though, he tapped into it, leaned out of the edge, couldn't hold the landing, was right up against the barrier. Who never would have made the second part of that.
Jeffrey Buttle of Canada, whose planned element score was 65.5.
Well, Takeshi Honda is currently in second place. 2:07.78 is his mark. Forget about Plushenko, because Buttle's not going to charge Plushenko at the top, but the second spot could be his. 60.68. Then 81 even for program components, 141.68, and that's it. 209.63. So Buttle overtakes Takeshi Honda and is able to jump up for the silver medal, Dick.
I think it had to do with the excitement and the charm and the fun of his skating, and he had a good time doing it. And I think the audience recognizes that in the judge as well. As well as the fact that there were wonderful connecting moves and in-betweens, which give him a lot of credit under the current system, and some very solid jumps. It was a good job.
Gotta love it here in the Hershey Center with all the Canadian fans. Great winter sports fans here in Canada. Obviously, they love their figure skating, and they certainly support their skaters. But your final results for the men, it's Yevgeny Plushenko who wins the gold medal, his debut in the Grand Prix Series. Jeffrey Buttle, the surprise silver medalist. Takeshi Honda ends up in third with the bronze medal. And by the way, Ryan Yankee of the U.S. skated here at Skate Canada. He ends up in sixth. Well, right now, Susie Wynn standing by with the surprise silver medalist here, Jeffrey Buttle. Susie?
Thanks, Terry. Congratulations, Jeffrey. Did you feed off the audience today?
Yeah, definitely. The audience was awesome all week, and I mean, especially today, the energy was just incredible. So I used that energy in my program, and it helped me a lot.
Now, the mindset from the short to the free program, was it just energy, or were you able to concentrate more?
Yeah, I was able to concentrate, mainly because I've been really calm and confident all week, and I've been practicing really consistently. So to go out there and do that is exactly what I intended on doing.
Well, continued success to you, Jeffrey. You enjoyed it. Terry, back to you.
So now through 2 events in the Grand Prix Series, Michael Weiss won at Skate America, and he leads with 12 because remember Plushenko, this was his non-scoring event. He'll skate 2 more times in the series, 4 points. Jeffrey Buttle jumps up to second with a silver medal. Then Honda and Min Jiang tied for third. They each have 7 points. So much more to come this afternoon from Skate Canada. When we come back, the ladies take the ice, and it's Sasha Cohen leading the way, trying to win for the 2nd straight time in the series already this year. That's next.